joining us. SOB, Small Owned Businesses. This is our first live.
Yesterday.
And I have decided to go live starting on Sunday at noon. Today is Saturday at 3 p.m. and I'm going to be fully transparent because I know some of you small business owners out there have to feel me on this. So listen, if you're a small business owner watching this video in 2023, you are more than likely utilizing social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube to try to grow your audience and to get people excited and interested about your small business and your products and services. But if that's you, I guarantee you that at some point or another, you have thought to yourself, I really should be going live on these platforms. I know it'll help me grow my audience faster and just let my followers get to know me better. But that thought is probably immediately followed by a bunch of other thoughts like, when should I go live? Where should I go live? How would I even go live? And do I have to go live on each platform separately? I wonder if there's a tool out there that I could use to go live on several platforms at once. So here's the thing. I've had these same exact thoughts, and as a small business owner who is trying to grow our audience and also as a marketing professional, I'm almost a little embarrassed that it has taken me this long to actually start to incorporate lives, because I know I need to, and it's something that has been on my to-do list for a very long time. And so what I'm going to do in this video is take the plunge for you so that you can see exactly how easy or complicated it is to go live. And I'm doing this in hopes that I will be able to cut down the amount of time that you have to spend researching on what the best way or most effective way is to start going live. The key questions I'm going to be answering in this video are: which tool is the easiest to use to stream live on multiple platforms? How complicated is the setup? How easy is it to do once you hit that record button? And how do you figure out when to go live? Obviously now in 2023, we have a plethora of options to choose from to multi-stream. Now, here's the thing is, before I get into the options real quick, I do want to clarify that when I'm using the term multi-stream, I'm simply meaning that I want to be able to utilize one tool to stream and then have that tool help me to blast out and to send out that live to the platforms that I choose. And so I could very easily go live on each platform, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn separately, but I don't want to do that. I value my time and I just want to be as efficient as possible. All right, so going back to our options. Now, this list is not going to be comprehensive. I'm sure there are tools out there that are not included on this list, but these are the most popular ones: OBS, StreamYard, SwiftStream, Restream, Ecamm, and Riverside.fm. Let me very quickly run through my thought process and tell you which tool I decided to move forward with. OBS, the free option. So I had considered this, and there is a ton of useful YouTube tutorials out there that can show you how to utilize OBS completely for free to stream across all of these platforms. Now, of course, everybody loves a free tool, especially if it's something you're going to be doing on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. But I just hit 40 this year. I have a full-time job on top of my small business, The Seasoned Marketer, and the last thing I want to do is to overcomplicate something that should be fun and simple for me to start incorporating. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below if maybe that's just me, but I want to keep things very simple when it comes to multi-streaming. Tutorial after tutorial that I watched also mentioned having to connect all of these different links, which I understand it's pretty easy. You go on there and you just grab the link and insert it in, but it was a lot of steps to get stuff set up to be able to multi-stream right before you hit record, and that's just not what I'm looking for. I need it to be headache-free, and I need there to be as little steps as possible so that I don't forget something, because otherwise I'm going to have to create a checklist to go off of. Additionally, and the one thing that a lot of people don't talk about is when you're starting to create a new habit, I have found that I need to be able to have it be a simple process, because the more steps that are included and the more hurdles I have to get through, the less likely I am to actually stick to the game plan and do it. I want to go live every week, and I want it to be something I look forward to. And so utilizing OBS just wasn't going to be something that I could do. Now, for the other options that are out there, my sister, who's my right-hand woman over at The Seasoned Marketer, and I both did extensive research on the other platforms that are available for multi-streaming, like StreamYard and Restream. And while they look to have a lot of really great bells and whistles too, the pricing options were a little out of our budget. They would charge you anywhere from $20 a month to like $230 a month, depending on which plan you selected and what you wanted to be able to do. So based on the features and functionality that you were looking for. What was interesting was Riverside.fm was another tool that we were looking at for initially a very different purpose. We were looking to start to integrate a tool that would help us with podcasting, because we had recently launched a podcast and we wanted to be able to make it as easy as possible to bring guests on board. And so that's how we ended up finding Riverside.fm. The cool thing is that we then realized they also had the capability to allow you to multi-stream when you go live. And so we decided to go with Riverside.fm, because I was able to pay $288 for 12 months, which breaks down to about $24 a month. And I was able to get a really robust tool that would help us with the podcasting, and on top of it, be able to multi-stream live. I do want to mention that just like every other platform out there, they have different levels in regards to their plan based on features and functionality. So if the $24 a month plan that I selected seems a little expensive, they do have some other plans. They have a free plan and also a $15 a month plan. However, the free plan does not have the multi-stream live capability. So you would at least have to go with that $15 a month plan if you were looking to utilize Riverside.fm for multi-streaming. Let me stop this video right here to remind you that this video is not sponsored by Riverside.fm. This is a legitimate video of a busy small business owner who has a ton of other stuff going on in her life and is looking for a simple tool that will keep her motivated to actually go live every single week without all of that techie stuff and the hassle. Now, Riverside.fm, you know where to find me. My email's in the description below. How complicated is the setup? Before I start in on the setup, I do want to mention two very important things. Number one, I have decided to go live starting on Sunday at noon. Today is Saturday at 3 p.m. and I'm going to be fully transparent because I know some of you small business owners out there have to feel me on this. So I am not the type of person that can walk into a situation and feel extremely confident about delivering a message or having a conversation with someone if there's too much going on in the background. And so I've decided to test out the setup and the equipment and make sure that it works correctly so that tomorrow when I go live at noon, I could just come in about 10 minutes beforehand and click a few buttons and feel really good knowing that I've already worked on the lighting and that everything's going to be squared away. That's just the way I am. And number two, with that being said, it means that today I'm just going to focus on 3 key things for the setup. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. Number one, I'm going to be sure that my audio works well. Number two, I want to be sure that the video quality looks good. And lastly, number 3, I just want to be sure that my background looks okay. It doesn't have to look perfect because I know it's going to evolve over time, but I also don't want it to look super bad. So I just need to be sure that the lighting looks okay and that it's going to present well, which leads me to talking about equipment. I'm going to put the links to the equipment that I'm using below. Certainly, my recommendation to you is start with what you have. I don't recommend that you go out and buy all this fancy equipment or just random equipment until maybe you get your feet wet and then see what you really need. But as a point of reference, we actually use this mic right here. This is the Samson Q9U, and I'll include the link. And the reason I'm using this mic is because I had already bought it for podcasting. I did have a Yeti mic that I was using before that. That would work fine, but I'm going to use this Samson Q9U because I have it and I'm familiar with it and I love it. I like the sound quality on it. Now, I did have this old Logitech camera, and I'm not going to be using this one because I think this is like 7 years old, so I can tell you right now the quality is not going to be good on this thing. I did go out and purchase this at Walmart. It's a Logitech, and literally it cost me $70. It's a 1080 pixel ProStream webcam, so I'm sure it's going to do a much better job. The reason I'm doing this, so let me explain. My sister uses a Mac. Her video quality on her Mac video camera is amazing. Like anytime we do a podcast, it looks really great on her end. I happen to have a Lenovo, and no shade to Lenovo. I love my PC, but the video quality on that thing is not what I thought it was going to be. And so that's why I went out and made this small purchase for $70 for this Logitech camera, because I do want a crisper look on that. And I also don't want to integrate my Nikon or have to buy another camera. Like I told you, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So you know what? I'm going to use a webcam. All right, so enough talking. Let me go ahead and start setting it up. You may be wondering why I have a ring light and then a box light. I don't know which light is going to work best, so I have a feeling that that ring light is just going to be a little too bright for me to be able to look at the camera and stare at a ring light. So that's why I think I may just use the box light to give it a little, more of a natural look. How easy is it to do once you hit that record button? All right, so it's Sunday now, and I'm prepped and ready to go for the live. It's about 20 minutes out. So I found that it was really easy to connect everything. So for Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, what you have to do is you have to provide them with a stream web link and then also a stream key for each individual platform. It did take me a little while to find where I could access the one for LinkedIn, but it was really easy to plug and play right after I did. Now for today, because I am old school, I printed out some notes just so that I don't forget what I'm going to be discussing, and also it helps with the nerves a little bit so that way, I kind of have an outline and a guide to stick to. Everything's prepped and prepared. I know after tinkering with it yesterday, my video quality was good and also my audio, so I'm feeling pretty confident about it. All right, we did it. We went live on Facebook, YouTube, and tried really hard on LinkedIn. And this is a user error on my part. It's the first time I was using LinkedIn Live, and
Nothing to do with Riverside.fm. This is me not being able to find in LinkedIn where I actually was the moderator for a live. Crazy, I know I could not find it, so I'm going to have to go and just figure that out. But I was able to connect everything on the back end, so I know that once I'm able to log in there, that I'll be able to stream onto LinkedIn, so I'm pretty confident with that. I loved being able to use Riverside. I literally pulled up Riverside, I did a test, and then I was able to go in and I pulled up YouTube and also Facebook in separate browsers, and then, or in separate tabs rather. And then I was able to toggle while I was in the live to see if there were any comments, which they were. It was our first live. There will be though in the future, I know that. So I am going to have to figure out one thing, and you may not have this problem at all. My video quality was really sharp on the Riverside, but not on the YouTube or Facebook. I feel like it could have been a lot better. And so I'm going to go in and tinker with it. It either is the camera that I purchased, so maybe I need a different camera, or perhaps I do live out in the country, so I don't know if it's something to do with my internet, but that's something that is unique to me right now, and I'm going to figure it out. I do recommend that if you are looking for a single platform that's going to help you to multi-stream and go live at the same time across multiple social media platforms, highly recommend looking into Riverside.fm. Right now, I believe that they're able to stream onto YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, I think Twitch, and LinkedIn. Instagram is not included in there, and there's a good reason for that. It's not because of any of these platforms. It's because Instagram has kept their stuff locked down. I did see recently in a YouTube video that they were allowing, I think, eCam to be able to tap into that, but they were only rolling it out to certain users. But it is still relatively new. All of that to just tell you that I had a really great time and great first experience going live, and it was probably as stress-free as it could have been. So I'm really excited to be able to continue to do this every week, and I'm going to go live next Sunday.
How do you figure out when to go live? All right, so now that you saw just how easy it was to multi-stream live on different social media platforms using Riverside.fm, I do want to mention that I didn't just pick the day and time that I was going to go live out of a hat. I did a little research and used the analytics to figure out when my subscribers or followers were on these social media platforms the most. And so then I could actually go in and try to stream live whenever they were online, so that way they could actually catch the live feed. This could get a little tricky because you are streaming to multiple social media platforms, which means that your audience base on these different platforms are probably going to be just a tad different in the way that they utilize the platform. And so what my recommendation is to you is that you focus your decision on when to go live, whatever date and time you want to go live, on two key factors. Number one, you want to be sure that it fits your schedule. I know this seems simple, but hear me out. If you are going live once a month, it's a little easier because you can actually dedicate a date and time and stay pretty consistent with it. But if you are deciding to go live every single week and you want it to be consistent, and let's say you decide to go live Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m., not really thinking about the fact that your son's about to start baseball practice here in the next week or two, and then you're going to be picking him up from baseball practice every single evening around that time. Well, I can tell you right now, you're less likely to make those lives. And so just be thinking about what time fits your schedule the best. When do you have some downtime, or you could set aside at least 10, 20 minutes to go live and stick to it. And number two, check your analytics. Now, like I said, prioritize. For me, the prime reason that I would like to start going live consistently is to help to build up the audience on YouTube. We have a pretty good YouTube audience right now, but I know that adding one extra video per week in there just as a live is going to help amplify and allow us to grow our audience and also get our message out there a lot quicker. And so from there, I have then prioritized YouTube. And so what I did was I logged in on the back end to check my YouTube analytics, and I looked to see when the subscribers on the channel were on YouTube the most. And then I toggled over here to where it showed me and gave me a recommendation to go live on Sunday at noon. That is something that does fit my schedule best because, as I mentioned, I work full-time during the week. I do season marketer stuff for clients before my day job starts, and after in the evenings. And so therefore, it would be hard for me to try to incorporate anything more into the evenings. Instead, I can easily do it on a Sunday at noon, hop on there 15 minutes and be done. I can be very strategic about what I want to share as well. So it allows me a full week to prep my notes and to show up and be prepared. Hey, if you're an SOB, small owned business, then stick around and watch this next video right here. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we now have over 200 marketing videos ready for you to view. So go check that out.